What's going on, everybody? Brett here, and I'm back today playing some more Battle Brothers on the Warriors of the North DLC. Alright, picking up where we left off last time. I made some changes to the company. I pulled some brothers out. Isaac and Skibo are both injured. He's got a pierced cheek, and he has a pierced hand. So they got pulled out. I put in Sir Quickhans as well as Sir Muldoon. Sir Quickhans has a level. Let's go ahead and knock that out. A 4 roll there feels pretty great. His resolve is already wonderful. He does have, I forget what that is exactly, but that's giving him plus 10 fatigue. So that's pretty good. And what else do we take here? 3 roll and melee skill is hard to pass, as well as a 3 in fatigue. I think I'm going to go 3 and 3. And those are all pretty great rolls. Not the max rolls, considering they have stars. But this is called strong. Yeah, makes sense. And yeah, very good buffs for him. So I was looking at his perks off camera and trying to decide what to give him. I kind of settled on Shield Expert. You know, I could be sold in many different ways. I like Underdog. I like Indomitable. I like Fearsome. I think that's a pretty cool thing that we're not really utilizing in this playthrough. Check out Skibo. Does Skibo have Fearsome? He doesn't. It could just be a fun way to differentiate Sir Quickhans. And you know what? I think I'm going to do that. Let's go ahead and give him Fearsome. In our last playthrough, almost every brother had Fearsome. Every brother had Fearsome, and every brother had a dire wolf pelt strapped to their armor. And when we hit people, we shook them. So what this does is make them scatter and flee. Any attack that inflicts at least 1 point of damage to hit points triggers a morale check for the opponent, as opposed to only if at or above 15 points of damage. So it makes it so that a lot of the times when we hit, even with, you know, these heavy throwing axes, we're going to cause our opponents to waver. Now, this was great. Whenever we fought greenskins, whenever we fought any human enemy or any beast, we crushed their morale so quickly that a lot of times we could overwhelm even very powerful opponents. But against the Ancient Dead, it turned out to be completely useless, as was Crippling Strikes and Executioner, which we took on almost every brother as well. So while we were very specialized to fight the living, we were quite poor at fighting the dead. So just a cautionary tale against those types of tactics being always used. The fact that Jotnar still isn't specialized is so crazy to me. I'm hoping to find some amazing weapon that I want to give to him, though, and I'm going to hold off until the day that I do. Alright, fatigue up. We've got him to that beautiful 60 resolve mark. Take one more in range skill, and I hate 9s. I can't stand them. Let's go ahead and get him up to 10. And while I value melee defense a little bit higher than I do range defense, especially considering he's got plus 33 range defense on this shield, that's incredible. It's just a little bit less necessary. Okay. What are we doing today? This is the big thing. So I want to go ahead, because I've been doing so much talking, let's go ahead and jump right in. We have no idea who we're fighting. Shouldn't matter much, though. We're fighting them during the daytime. That's our time. Looks like a ton of armored wiedergangers. Let's go ahead and use our flanking falcon. And that's literally all it is. Wow. So you know what? We're not wasting any ammo on these guys. We should just be able to cut them down. Old school. But we are not going to rush forward, I don't believe. We're missing a few of our strongest brothers. We're not going to shoot off even the first rounds. We're not going to use throwing axes. So let's just go full melee. Did we miss here on Kata? I think so. We're passing. It's going to take them at least a turn or two to get to us. Meanwhile, we probably could have killed 3 or so of them with ranged. I did give Sir Quickhans and Sir Muldoon the armor from our injured brothers to make sure that they were better prepared for this battle. So talking about my plans for today, before I interrupted the heck out of myself. Our plans for the day, I've heard you guys, some of you in the comment section, and I totally agree. We need to get in on the Noble War, and we will. That's my plan for today. We're going to basically just play here until we fill up our packs. We're going to take this fight, then we're going to take maybe a big barbarian fight. I don't think they'll reach us again this turn, but it doesn't hurt to just pass. And then we are going to head into... We'll pick a town once I get back on the map. We'll figure out a place, and then we'll decide together which cities or which faction we want to pick on. So once we can decide that, and I think I have a good idea which one I already want to do, but let's wait until we get out and are able to actually decide. I think I know which house I want to pick on. We're going to try and find a contract that allows us to fight that house. And then we will start taking contracts, and we'll kill knights, and we'll fight more footmen and billmen and arbalists and all those crazy units that we haven't fought since the beginning of the game. Now, I will say, guys, fighting those dudes is dangerous. I mean, it's going to be a lot more dangerous than some of the fights we've taken in recent times. And the reasons you get excited about the Noble War is, one, there's lots of money to be made, but two, because there's lots of good loot to be had. And truth be told, we've already got a lot of that good loot. We got a lot of that loot, you know, in the earliest portions of the game. We were able to, you know, tangle with arbalisters and billmen and get that stuff. You know, I remember doing one of my first ever playthroughs of this game, and when the Noble War happened, I was still stuck in reinforced mail. I was using tier 2 weapons of every variety. I hadn't like even seen a tier 3 weapon. The Noble War happens, and next thing you know, I'm losing brothers left and right, but I start to drown in gear that's strict upgrades. I start to get these bill hooks and great swords and noble swords and, you know, all the different top tier weapons. We already have them. Fighting spears. I start getting the kite shields and the heater shields. You know, we have those already. So a lot of the incentive for us to do the Noble War is gone. We're not going to get huge upgrades. The only unit I think that can give us upgrades even is going to be a knight. And that's a pretty dangerous opponent. I'll happily fight them. Really all day long. But at the end of the day, that's one of those units that could kill a brother. So our incentive to fight them is really gone. But that's not to say that I don't want to fight them. And for those of you who've never seen some of the events and special types of missions that go along with the Noble War, I want you guys to experience that. So I'm going to do my best to get us there before it ends. I know that the Orc invasion pretty much ended before we got a chance to do any of the missions, at least the unique ones. If you want to check those out, honestly, I have some of them on my last playthrough. But they are fun, they are unique. At the end of the day, because it's the orcs, it basically comes down to kill a lot of orcs. I mean, that's really what it is. And I was actually disappointed in my last playthrough a little bit because the climactic battle, where you go and you kill like the warlord. At the end of the day, we'd already killed, I don't know how, like 10 warlords by that point. And fighting one warlord amidst a sea of like 13 units was nothing when we had already faced greenskins in the 30s, you know, or maybe even the low 40s, something like that. So I'm just telling you all that basically just to say that if you're feeling bad about the fact that we missed some of that, I don't want you to feel too bad because you didn't miss that much. And I think during that time we were even killing a lot of greenskins. We were taking fights against them, just not for the contracts that were available to us. And it really just wasn't a great time for us to fight them. And also, you know, we didn't get a ton of contracts. It wasn't even 100% that I didn't want to fight them. It was just that we weren't getting the contracts to. Because if you watched me long enough, you know that I love fighting greenskins. It's my favorite, still probably my favorite enemy in the game, although fighting the Northmen is becoming a pretty close tie. They just have so many different things that they do that no one else does. Okay, because we're passing our turn, we're not getting any of our overwhelm, but we do want them to step in instead of us. Spear wall should do quite a bit on a spearmaster. Fighting axes, cleavers, all pretty good against them. Yeah, only 13 left. And I think this is a pretty good fight for me to ramble on during, because at the end of the day, it's just zombies charging straight at me. Alright, let's go to town. Any damage at all? We'll go for him since he's on the outside. And we're just looking to make money on this fight. Who knows? There could be some great loot here. And Svarog is killing it up top. And Wonton is holding the middle, like, beautifully. And every time we pass with a brother, it's not that bad of a thing, because they're just recuperating their fatigue for the next round. See if we can go for a decapitation. Nah, he wasn't quite hurt enough. We could step in, but we have to figure that they will probably have some of them revive, the ones that haven't been decapitated anyway. Yeah, that's 3. Good job, Ragnar. Just instantly put them down. Please stay lined up. There's no way this wiederganger wants to stay there, though. He'll either step here or here. Okay, we hadn't faced him yet. Good job. Softening him up for Svarog. Can we go for the decapitation? We nail it. But basically, I told all of y'all that just to tell you that was beautiful. To tell you that I'm listening to y'all. I'm taking your suggestions into account. And I also want to do the Noble War missions. It's going to involve us raiding. My big hesitation, for those of you who don't know, maybe I haven't explained that part well enough. For the duration of the Noble War, that particular house will hate us. However, it's not that big of an issue in our unique case, because one of the houses barely likes us in the first place. The only reason it's even a minor problem is because only one house has the taxidermy building. And if I was going to choose one house to piss off, it would be those dudes. They also happen to be a pretty large faction in pure terms of size and number of cities, and their location on the map makes it so that they're a useful resource dumping place and a place for massive amounts of contracts. The smallest of the houses is the one that likes us the most, so they give us amazing prices, and they also have some pretty great cities. So I don't necessarily want them to hate us either. The good thing is, though, that the Noble Wars, at the end of it, everyone that hates you pretty much goes back to something like neutral. I think it's not quite neutral. It's a little bit more or a little bit less friendly than that. But at the end of the day, you can still take quests, you can still take contracts, so it's not that bad. I stepped in the wrong spot, but it's fine. Some of these dudes may come back. It doesn't matter. This fight's just about over. Send some help up to Svarog. And we'll see how we get knocked around. There's one. I'll take it. Very good. Man, can we not reach? Seriously? Well, we'll get the better surround so that we have a higher chance to hit here. Step up, get the kill. Perfect. And then let's finish this dude. Nice. Alright, so cross your fingers for good loot. Not really. Just some junk we can sell. Not mad at it. And we have enough room in our inventory for one more fight. And I kind of want to come down here to this barbarian encampment because we need to go to Raderstad. So this is my thought, guys. We come here, take the fight, we turn in at Raderstad, we make a ton of crowns, we're rich. If I had to pick one house to piss off, it's probably going to be the green guys down here. It's going to be House Harkin. They already consider me unfriendly. The other two, I mean, we're getting close to friendly terms. And they give me great prices. They're essentially... Ooh, no, they already took Gerstel? Oh, God, they took Gerstel. I didn't realize that. And did they lose Wissendorf? Oh, no. So there was a time when this house here had taken Wissendorf, and they still own Gerstel. So this house is actually getting bigger. They're the only one that's getting bigger, and they're the one that we want to pick on the most. Maybe we can help them take these two. I was hoping this house, that is House Adelheim, I was hoping they would take Brunwald, but it's a huge fortress. It's a citadel. Man. If they had Wissendorf and Brunwald, I would love these guys, because that would give them 5 amazing cities. Dang. Okay. Let's stop crying over that. We can't help that right now. Let's come in here and check out... Ooh, we don't want to fight them at night. Not at night. There's going to be a lot of Chosen and things like that in there. Let's camp. We have injured brothers anyway. It's dawn. I really wish I had these two in there right now. Many Chosen. Let's do it. It'll be dangerous. Anytime we fight these units, we need to be cautious. Their weapons just do so much damage. We can't underestimate them. We need to focus fire, bring them down. They're heavily armored. Gotta love the high ground they gave us here, though. Yeah, nothing but two-handed weapons. Of the variety that kill the hell out of brothers. We'll push him back, make him take an extra turn to engage. We'll Indomitable here and wait. We've got some 40%. This guy's got the worst helmet. That's how I chose him, if you're curious. Shield wall up. And he's basically gone for the next turn. I'm just considering. We are slower than them. So we may want a shield wall. Put some shots on him. Start working on that battle forge. Kind of hoping for some injuries. I don't know if we need to shield wall here. I kind of want a shield wall there. Shield wall here. I'm trying to anticipate where they're going to jump in. I can't believe we missed those. That is awful. Missed those too. They must have some really strong innate, like, missile dodge. Yeah, and that's why we shield walled. I expected them to jump in here. I know he can't be knocked back, but that's okay. I want to kill him as soon as I can. And let's step in here to get that better surround. With a 90% chance to hit there. I'm not going to Indomitable. Man, if we had landed even just a little bit more. That was brutal. That was more than half of his life points. It's like a Yu-Gi-Oh game. Alright. Let's go ahead and shield wall up. We'll wait here. Get that shield wall going. I'm going to jump up here. Get that spear wall. I think that should mess up the AI pretty good. And we'll see how they jump in. And they're going to go for the flank. Well, not even really. They came right in. Interesting. We're already loaded. Let's make sure we Indomitable. It's going to prevent us from taking a ton of unwanted HP damage. Battle Forge protecting them, of course. Big hammer strikes. Ugh. Let's try and go first. And they decided to pretty much ignore Wonton Fu, which is fine. We're wrapping them up nicely. All we have to do is hit him. Damn. We injured him. Gave him a pierced hand. Come on, guys. Let's put some big shots on him. Can't have a healthy Chosen flanking us. Good switch. Ow. That hit our bone plating, though. He's got stunned. They went for our shield. Dirty rats. We hit him. I was hoping we would kill him, actually. That's rough, because it kind of messed up our... We had a nice split going on. Let's go for Adrenaline. Hope we go first. Of course, we hit him in the armor, because we're using a sword. I'm going to use Indomitable, because we are giving him a surround with that weapon. Although, I don't think he can do anything with the hammer. Alright, we're going to bring the crossbowman down. I feel like these three can handle it. I just really don't want to lose my dang shield. Alright, we don't have a good line shot. But we smacked him in the head and he's now breaking. Fortunately, they did stun. They dazed Svarog. Put some more damage on him. Double overwhelm at the very least. And he's going to go down. And that's going to let us put some nice damage on him. It's all about that overwhelm. And we have 3 stacks. Holy crap. Let's go for the decapitation. We didn't quite hit it. Probably should have attacked him. The other guy was running. Alright, Battle Brother. Let's get down. There we go. Okay. Breaking. Not good. This one is dangerous. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm not happy with Jotnar being injured. Almost broke our shield. Like a big dummy. Put a shot on him. Good. We hit him. Nice. And that's what we needed. We just had to make sure that Jotnar would not take another hit. If we line up here, we won't have anyone blocking us. And that's enough to break him. So even in these lowish numbers, this was still a pretty risque fight. Granted, we didn't have our best brothers in here. We didn't optimize for this fight or anything like that. Still dangerous. Trying to think of what the maximum number of Chosen is that we would fight easily. And I think probably around like 13 or 14 or so. Anything more than that, and just because of the sheer amount of damage they're able to do with a few lucky shots, it starts to get scary. All they have to do is get lucky just a few times in a row. Heavy iron armor, rugged scale armor, thick plated barbarian armor, it's 230. And some of these big axes. Their weapons are worth a lot, and they've given us some good stuff to trade. Alright, let's head back to Ratterstad. And yeah, Jotnar's pretty well injured. Let's look at repairing some of this stuff. Definitely repairing all of the weapons. They're worth a ton. I feel like the thick-plated barbarian armor will also be worth a lot. I don't know about these helmets. Kinda. This is worth a decent amount. We'll repair that. Whatever. We've got cheap tools. Head into Raderstad. Let's see what type of contracts they give us. Hopefully they are against this house and there are things that we can do to take them on. Goblin Raiders. I'm checking every group nowadays just to see if there are any champions among them. Boy, do I expect... Yeah, they lost one man. But yeah, these are the type of groups we'll be fighting. Many footmen, a few Zweihanders, which are great sword wielders, some billmen, some arbalisters, a standard bearer, a sergeant, and a knight. That's the type of groups we'll be fighting. They are dangerous. Each fight you have to treat almost like a mini boss battle. Their morale is high, their armor and stuff is great. And this is a good place to sell everything but furs. A paint set, that's cool. Sell off all this junk that we picked up. And this should put us right... Yeah, wow. We can sell off one of these spiked impalers. There's no reason to have so many in our inventory. We'll sell off those. And we're getting rich. Unfortunately, we haven't found anything worth spending our money on for quite some time. Do not sell the precious bear hat. And provision-wise, what are we looking at? We're actually looking pretty good. I'm going to buy those. They're going to put us over to 9 days. There's no tools for us here. Get some drinks for everyone. We can check the weaponsmith, not expecting to find anything. The prices here have gone down significantly. Wolfram, the councilman, on behalf of the good people of Raderstad. What do you need? What are we talking about? 130 crowns. Yeah, that's a pretty nothing contract. I'm looking to head more down to Finsterwald to make use of any taxidermy that we can before we pick a fight with them. I think that's only prudent. What do you got for me here? The collapsed hiding place. Not far to the east. I mean, it's 300 crowns to go and find something. The board has changed. So it looks like they took Yerstel back, and they sure did. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I think this is an error, actually. I think this is a bug. I remember reading about it. Whenever you, like, load back in or something like that, whenever you get your first, like, board has changed, it gives you a ton of other ones all at once. And that's basically what it did. It let us know that Wissendorf went back. Okay. So, around the region of Wildlands to the east. So we're just looking out here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You come across a large throng of peasants in an uproar. Upon closer look, they've surrounded a small band of soldiers carrying the banner of House Austin, who this very village belongs to. Each man has his sword out, but they've been backed into a corner and completely outnumbered. The laymen shout and point, "Murderers, rapists, arsonists!" Spitting and tomato throwing follow suit. Zach Longshakes comes to you and asks if the men should step in or stay out of it. Here's the thing. I think if we put a stop to it, we end up killing peasants. I'm pretty sure I've done this before. Okay. There's no reason soldiers should be lynched like this, or for some reason the sudden pang of justice in your side says so. With a loud voice, you announce yourself as a neutral third party here to mediate the ongoings. The cordial proceedings last for all over 1 second before the peasants, more shrill and hysterical than ever, announce that you are but more soldiers from House Arden. You raise your hands to explain, but a melee breaks out, or Austin rather. You can only grimace as you watch your men cut the peasants down one by one, like strong-armed farmers scything through freshest of wheat fields. It is a gruesome sight, and a few bystanders look on in horror before running off, surely to tell others of what you have done here. The soldiers, conversely, thank you for your bloodied and gore-covered men. And Skibo gets a sprained ankle. I don't know what that does. Do they like us more now? Are we more dreaded because of that? We're fabled in terms of our renown. That's kind of crazy. Let's hurry up and find this place and get paid and come right back. Sucks that we have injuries, but this is also kind of a good way of us being able to recuperate in the meantime. There we go, we found it. I honestly don't even want to take that fight right now. I just want to continue on with our objective, heading south. Elkshorn, they should all like us a little bit more for this. They're cold. Okay. That makes sense. So the townsfolk here actually kind of hate us for that. But we definitely want to check out their marketplace. We need those tools even though they're expensive. I think that's actually more... I might have bought more tools than I can hold. I'm not used to having close to 500 ammo. We have another hunter. But we just picked one up and we actually don't have much use for him yet. We will in the future though. And when the time comes, we will take care of him. So I hope you guys don't mind this episode. We're relocating. We're trying to get stuff done. 400. Ugh. They won't pay us anything for furs. No good units walking through. Green skin. 1,800 crowns. Around Elkshorn, so they want us to go all the way back up. God dang it. Maybe. Maybe in a bit. Yeah, not interested. So this is the thing. We could do both of these contracts and they would probably be great for us and make us a bunch of money. But I'm trying to get down to Finsterwald. This is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Guys, I think I'm going to have to cut this episode today short. Oh, man. I hope you enjoyed watching it. We'll pick up later with this direwolf fight. And, yeah, so let me go ahead and sign off. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Once again, my name is Brett. My channel is Goodtalk Gaming. I'll make it up to you guys probably by putting out another episode later today. And hopefully it'll be a full-length episode and you guys will end up getting more Battle Brothers. But family comes first. I got to go do something real quick. And I hope you can appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you in the next one. Take care.